Do you remember when you saw her for the first time? In the 90s, Cindy Crawford was everywhere. Her face dominated magazine covers. Her physique set the standard for fitness. Her presence turned commercials into pop culture moments. When Cindy endorsed something, people paid attention. Whether it was a designer brand, a beauty product, or even a can of Pepsi, she gave it instant credibility. But behind the perfect image was something more. A model who understood the power of her influence. While others followed the industry rules, Cindy rewrote them. She built a brand, turned her name into an empire, and made sure she was never just a passing trend. Decades later, she remains one of the most recognizable names in fashion and beyond. This is the story of Cindy Crawford, the model who sold the American dream. Before the fame, before the runways, before she became the face of a generation, Cindy Crawford was just a small-town girl from the Midwest. Born on February 20th, 1966 in DeKalb, Illinois, a quiet farming town far removed from the world of high fashion, Cindy grew up in a working-class family. Her future seemed set, seemed simple. Good grades, college, and a stable career. But fate had other plans. At 16, everything changed. While working a summer job detasseling corn, a local photographer spotted her and asked to take her picture. That single photo led to modeling jobs in nearby Chicago, opening a door she had never even considered. Soon after, she entered Elite Model Management's Look of the Year contest, one of the biggest modeling competitions in the country. She didn't win, but she didn't need to. Elite saw something in her that couldn't be ignored. Her beauty was undeniable, but there was something else, a presence, a confidence, a natural ability to command attention. By the time she graduated high school as valedictorian, Cindy had earned a full scholarship to study chemical engineering at Northwestern University. She lasted one semester. The modeling industry was calling, and she knew she had to answer. She moved to Chicago, then New York, stepping into a world she had only seen in magazines. The transition wasn't easy. She wasn't a socialite. She had no industry connections. What she had was work ethic. She studied the best models, learned how to move, how to pose, how to create a story in front of the camera. She became a student of fashion, of business, of branding, long before supermodels were expected to be anything more than a pretty face. Her sharp features, signature beauty mark, and undeniable talent made her impossible to ignore. Within a few years, she was getting massive deals with many high fashion brands: Vogue, Elle, Harper's Bazaar, Versace, Chanel. Cindy wasn't just following in the footsteps of the top models before her. She was setting the standard for the ones who would come after. But what truly set Cindy apart wasn't just her beauty or her presence. It was what she did with it. And soon, she was about to step out of the pages of fashion and into something much bigger. By the early 90s, Cindy Crawford's face was everywhere. From billboards all over the country to fashion shows around the world. But Cindy wasn't content with just ruling fashion. While other supermodels stayed within the industry, she saw something bigger. She knew that if she wanted to last, she had to step beyond the catwalk and into the real world. So, she did something no other model had done before. She became a pop culture icon. In 1992, Cindy Crawford starred in a Pepsi Super Bowl commercial that would become one of the most legendary ads of all time. The setup was simple. Cindy, in a white tank top and denim shorts, steps out of a red sports car and walks toward a vending machine. Two young boys watch, mesmerized, as she takes a sip from the can. It wasn't about the drink. It wasn't even about the brand. It was about Cindy. The ad instantly became a cultural phenomenon. It was a moment burned into the minds of millions. But she didn't stop there. Fashion had always been exclusive, something that felt distant from everyday people. Cindy changed that when she became the host of MTV's House of Style, a show that pulled back the curtain on the fashion world. She interviewed designers, shared behind-the-scenes moments, and made modeling feel accessible, effortless, and fun. By this point, Cindy was in unstoppable demand. She became the face of Revlon, one of the biggest beauty brands in the world. She starred in music videos, appearing in George Michael's Freedom. Alongside Naomi Campbell, Christy Turlington, and Linda Evangelista, she even made the leap into acting, landing the lead role in the 1995 action film Fair Game. She was helping to shape an entire generation's idea of beauty, glamour, and success. But Cindy wasn't stepping into pop culture for the fame. She saw what no other supermodel saw at the time. There is a gap in the market for a beauty business. And soon, Cindy was about to do something no supermodel had ever done before: turn her name into an empire. Cindy had seen what happened to the women who came before her, how the industry moved on the moment they aged out of the it girl spotlight. She wasn't going to let that happen to her. Thankfully, she had something that most models didn't: an understanding of her own power. She realized that she had spent years being the face of a brand. Now, it was time to become the brand. In 1992, as the fitness craze swept across the country, Cindy saw an opportunity. She had already become a symbol of health and beauty, and she knew women wanted to look like her. So instead of just endorsing a product, she created her own. Cindy Crawford, Shape Your Body, was an instant hit. Millions of copies sold worldwide, leading to multiple sequels, including the Next Challenge workout and A New Dimension. Cindy was now inside hundreds of thousands of households all over the country, helping women to transform themselves by selling the dream of being her. Then the 2000s came. Cindy was in her 40s, an age when most supermodels had faded from the industry. But instead of chasing youth, she decided to sell it. She partnered with French anti-aging specialist Dr. Jean-Louis Sebag to create Meaningful Beauty, a skincare line designed to give women access to the same treatments that helped Cindy maintain her signature look. It was a genius move. The brand exploded in popularity, bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars. Suddenly, Cindy became the direct competitor for those beauty brands she modeled for in the past. But her vision extended beyond skincare and fitness. She launched the Cindy Crawford Home Collection, a furniture and home decor line designed to capture her effortless classic style. The message was clear. Cindy Crawford wasn't just about looking good. She was about living well. The success of her brand was more than just basic name recognition. For decades, people had admired her style, her elegance, and the way she made everything look effortless. Now, she was offering them a way to bring that same sophistication into their own homes. So, while the world moved on from the 90s supermodel craze, she expanded her empire, proving that beauty was more than just a moment. It was a market. Some of you who are tapped in with the fashion industry might realize that it has an obvious pattern. Supermodels rise, dominate the runways, grace magazine covers, and become the face of luxury brands. But eventually, the industry moves on. The next generation arrives, trends shift, and even the biggest names start to fade. But Cindy Crawford, she never disappeared. This is part of because unlike many of her peers, Cindy's career never unraveled. There were no messy feuds, public meltdowns, or financial disasters. She never had a tabloid divorce or a controversy that threatened to ruin her name. Even when she did face criticism, like the 2015 Photoshop scandal where an allegedly unretouched photo of her went viral, she handled it with grace, later clarifying that the image had been altered to make her look older, not younger. And when she revisited her 1986 Oprah Winfrey interview, where she had been asked to stand up and show off her body as if she were an object, she didn't react with outrage. Instead, she pointed out how differently women are treated now, showing that she had been aware of the industry's flaws long before the world caught up. Cindy Crawford built an unshakable career because she understood something most models didn't. Control is everything. Even after stepping away from the runway, she never lost relevance. Her business empire flourished. Her name remained a symbol of timeless beauty. And as the supermodel era became nostalgia, Cindy proved that she was still one of the greats. But while Cindy remained a dominant figure in fashion and business, she was also shaping the future in another way, through her daughter. Kaia Gerber followed in her mother's footsteps, quickly rising to supermodel status. From the moment she stepped onto the runway, comparisons were inevitable. Kaia was the next Cindy Crawford, but Cindy never pressured her to live up to the legacy. She encouraged her to find her own path just as she did decades earlier. And while Kaia took the fashion world by storm, Cindy reminded the world why her own name still mattered. In 2023, Cindy reunited with the fellow icons Naomi Campbell, Chrissy Turlington, and Linda Evangelista in The Supermodels, an Apple TV docuseries celebrating their legacy. It was a reminder that Cindy had never been just another pretty face. She had built something bigger than fashion, an empire that extended far beyond the runway. It was a reminder that Cindy had never been just another pretty face. She had built something bigger than fashion, an empire that extended far beyond the runway. And in an industry where beauty fades and names are forgotten, Cindy Crawford did what almost no one else could. She turned her name into a brand, her image into a business, and the American dream into something you could buy.